Yo guys, what's up? This is Toby aka Demolite and welcome to my first tutorial on this new channel. Today I'll be teaching you how to make the lead sound from Code Black and Atmospheres accelerate. So when we're done, the sound is going to sound like this. So we're going to start off by loading a new instance of Massive. There we go. First thing we do is we go to the fourth envelope and we turn up the level all the way, turn down the release and turn down the attack, so we get a consistent sound. After that, we're going to change our first oscillator to Groan 1. That's basically the waveform you need. Right about there. Okay. We just turn on a bit of reverb. Okay, so basically, the thing that Code Black has on all of his leads is a strong pitch envelope on the oscillators with a really short decay. A bit less. Right about there. Maybe even 24. So what this does is it gives the sound this really harsh attack sound. It's really harsh attack part in the first milliseconds of the sound. Okay. Well, it's already close, but we're going to go to the voicing section and we're going to up the unison to 2 and turn on the pan position to full inverted. What you also want to do is turn the voicing mode to monophonic, and go to the oscillator section and turn pitch down and pitch up to -12 and +12. Okay, after we've done that, we're going to go to the insert section and insert a hard clipper. And turn both dials up all the way. So, next thing we do is go to the filter section, turn the mix all the way up to filter 1, and going to add another envelope on the filter about there. So we have some filter settings to play with. We're going to go to macro 1 and then turn that all the way up. So macro 1 controls the filter. Okay. Now with that done, the original sound has got really noisy feel to it. This is quite close and it is cool already. What you can also do is assign the second macro to the wavetable position. Just want a plain square lead, that's a good way to achieve that as well. But to get the noisy sound, we will use LFO, or like the fifth modulation LFO thingy, and we're going to go to curve select and select noise 1 because we want the sound to be noisy, obviously. And we're going to route that to the second modulation input of the pitch of oscillator 1, and we're going to turn that up by 2. Okay, now if we turn up the rate, you can clearly hear that we've got the sound we were looking for. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to turn down the amp and modulate the amp with macro 1 as well. So that the low cutoff sound with the envelope on the cutoff doesn't have any noise in it, because that makes it sound really muddy. And now we're basically done with Massive itself. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply a bit of EQ to the sound. And after I've added the EQ, I'm going to add another one. And notice that the first EQ is set to a stereo mode, and the second EQ is set to mid-side. I'll come to that in a second. Now what we do is we're going to highlight everything by shift-clicking it, and then press Command or Control-G to group this. This allows us to do is pop open the macro section, and open up Massive and hit Configure over here. So we can then click the macro controls, map the macros to our Ableton internal macros. I always do it this way with Massive, because if you automate this parameter, you can also create an automation for that. If you automate this parameter by itself, if you reload the project after you're finished or after you've done something else, if you open up the project again after that, the automations will all be disabled. And that's pretty annoying, so I always route them to the internal macros just to make sure. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply a bit of low cut. What you want to do is basically turn up the filter so that it just starts affecting the sound, and after that, pull it down a bit, just to be on the safe side. That's just the standard stereo EQing. Now, to make your leads sound really, really fat, you want to use a mid-side EQ. Now, if you're working with main leads that are in the front of the sound, like single layer leads, or single note leads, then you just want to go to the side channel and turn up the highs. And that one. And you want to go to the mid channel and just lower the highs a tiny bit. Now, if you were doing this for a chord lead or something that played in the background, you wanted to lower this a lot more. So the mid channel isn't as present, and it has more, there is more room for the mid leads, as I like to call them, which are a single note leads that play in the front of the mix. That was basically this tutorial about how to build the lead sound and how to EQ it properly. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you leave me some suggestions for what to do next.